What was that?
What?
No, I said yay.
Hey, yo.
Welcome back, y'all, to Movie Minds.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Yes, we are doing that now.
How's it going, guys?
How's it going?
Back here.
Merry
Minds.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Well, it's already passed, but yeah. Happy New Year
Yeah.
to everyone.
Wow. We're going to have a good New Year,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Sounds
man.
like we're going to have one, right?
Yeah, 2019 was pretty good year for movies, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah,
for
we-
movies. I don't know.
Yeah. What?
I don't know. There were some really bad ones, dude, this year.
What?
I don't know. If you start, okay, so we could get into this conversation.
Yeah,
but
I mean, we were planning on doing something like that for the end of
Yeah.
the year type of deal, but we're not ready because we haven't seen all the movies yet. So I really want to watch them all.
I want to compare decades, dude.
Yeah,
I want to
can't wait
get to
to-
that.
we-
When was the best decade from 2000 to 2010, 2010 to
Dude,
2020?
this decade is ridiculous. This decade is
It's gonna be a hard one,
amazing.
huh?
It's gonna be
Yeah.
hard. We're gonna spend
Yeah,
hours.
it's gonna be hard to
Hours.
top this decade. Wow, there were some movies that came out this decade. Interstellar. Wow, just
Yeah.
a lot.
It's gonna be good, guys.
Anyway.
So, welcome, guys. We're gonna be talking
welcome.
about box office, and we're gonna be talking about The Mandalorian,
Yes.
season 1, episode 7, and a recap of the whole season. We're just gonna be talking about some spoilers there, and yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna do some box office, like you said. We'll probably get into a little bit of Star Wars, just because of the whole aftermath, and then some Mandalorian. But first is your box office, like every week.
Out of the box.
Out of the. I love how the little thing just comes out.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
At number 5, the Will Smith and Tom Holland movie, animated movie,
What?
with Disney, Fox, Spies in Disguise, made $12 million bucks.
Okay.
Made $12 million bucks.
Sounds good.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I saw one trailer, and it does not look appealing to me. So.
It looks like a very recyclable movie, right? Oh, let me just bring this out just so that it's the.
I would love to
holidays.
see them work together, Tom Holland and Will Smith.
Yeah, apparently
But
they
in
didn't
live
even
action.
see each other throughout the whole.
Oh, see, yeah,
film.
I'm not gonna watch this. Forget
They
this.
met each other at a press junket.
They're just trying to take my
after.
$9 or $10 away.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
effort wasn't all there. Anyway, Spies in Disguise at number 5. Number 4, Little Women. I hear that this movie is getting a lot of award buzz.
They have a few good actresses. So
Yeah, it does. I don't know very much about it, but it's one of
Me
those
either.
films that are taking place back in the 30s and 20s and things like that. So, yeah, that's at number 4 with 15 million. At number 3,
the
Frozen
most
2
relentless movie I've seen.
by Disney. Everything is Disney nowadays, man. I sent you a thing on Facebook. It just it looks you can see how Disney is going to dominate the whole world in 30 years.
Oh yeah. It's a breakdown of every single year.
Yeah,
and at the very end, it talks about X-Men.
yes. And barely, yes.
It talks about I'll show you guys a tweet. I'll try to look it up, but
It has
yeah.
Mickey like Hitler or something.
Oh yeah. So it's run down 100 years or something like that. Disney takes over the world.
Right.
They take over this galaxy. They go to other planets and stuff like that, and then finally they release X-Men.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a long while, guys.
It was such a good little meme, but if you could put it up there, it's such a funny thing. But anyway, Disney again, Frozen 2 at number 3 with another 16 million with their already 421 million earned domestically. And at number 2 we have Jumanji: The Next Level with The Rock and Kevin Hart with Sony, made another 33 million, which is great actually. So yeah, it was a 25% pickup actually.
Yeah, well,
which is crazy.
Star Wars took over last week. So
Absolutely.
now everyone's going to see Jumanji.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. For their total gross of 167 million domestically. So that's really good, really healthy. So at number 1, there is no obviously debate here. Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker with
91.
another $91 million for its domestic gross of 387 million.
Yeah, looks good.
And so, yeah, man, what do you think? A 49% drop.
Yeah, so 49% is not too bad, but it's not too good either. It would have been cool to see them hit the 100 million mark again last time. That'd have been cool. But yeah, I mean, it looks like it's a healthy decrease. What I'm really surprised about is Jumanji and Frozen. They're just dominating again, man. It's just ridiculous how much people are going to watch this movie over and over again.
Yeah.
So That's
I got a chance to watch Jumanji. It's actually a pretty good movie. It's actually a pretty good predecessor of the last one. Like it actually does deliver in its laughs. Again, it's a Jumanji movie, so you know what you're gonna go get. But it's pretty good. It's funny. I laughed with The Rock. I think The Rock was hilarious in this movie, acting like Danny DeVito. Basically,
I gotta go watch it.
What it is, but
I'm gonna
really good movie at the end of the day. But yeah, that is your box office. Spies in Disguise at 5, Little Women 4, Frozen 3.
You don't want to talk about Uncut
2. And Star Wars 1. Yeah, we can talk about Uncut Gems. You were supposed to go watch it.
I was supposed to go watch it yesterday, but we couldn't go because of the schedule, whatever. But yeah. So a lot of my friends went to go see it. I was supposed to go with them after a birthday party, and they were like, "Yeah, let's go." And so they went. It was like 10 of them or something like that, and they all leave the theater saying that they're stressed out.
That's what I told you. Remember when I saw it? It was a stressful movie, man. It's one of those movies you could understand why Adam Sandler is definitely getting Oscar buzz or Golden Globe buzz if he's not already nominated. But I'm sure he is. The movie in itself is actually pretty good, pretty fast-paced movie. That's why it's so stressful. The movie takes you through a life of someone that has a gambling problem, and so it's just a lot of stressful things that happen throughout the movie. You're at times saying, "Oh my God, did you just do that? Did you just do that again? You didn't learn from that." Like things
it's
like
one of
that.
those guys, huh?
Yeah, it's one of those things, but in a different way than what I've seen been done in the past. It was I felt like it was a very good ending as well. And I honestly, if I would have to rate the movie, I would definitely give it probably a 4. I really liked it. I really liked it, in my opinion. Yeah.
Interesting. I still want to go see it, even though it might give me a heart attack. It looks like a lot of people went to go see it this week because I don't know if this is a typo, but it says 2,900% increase from last week. So I don't know how the math works out on that, but they made a lot more money this week. So it looks like a lot of people are just kind of hearing that it's good and stressful a lot. I guess the world loves stress.
Well, it made 7.3 million this weekend. You know, so
that's cool.
It's making its money back, I'm sure.
Let us know what you guys are going to go see this week or weekend, or what did you go see?
Yeah, so let us know. It's Star Wars Rise of Skywalker at number 1. Again, the movie is... I'm going to change my score a little bit, guys, just because I was really excited when it came out, and I still love it. I went from a 4.7 now to a 4.5. Okay. That's where I'm at now. Yeah. A 4.5. I think there's some things in the movie that I deduct certain things for things that I don't like and how it made me feel and things like that. That's the way that I rate movies. Yeah. And I found a couple of other things that I'm like, I wasn't too happy about that either. Or too much, or depending on how bad that one thing was, I'll probably deduct 2 points. But anyway, 4.5. The movie's great. It's actually, a lot of people are not liking the movie, from my understanding.
What is the wrong
They're not liking the movie, and a lot of these guys like John Campea, Jeremy Johns, Mark Stuckman, Christian Harloff.
My God,
none of them like the movie. They have a lot of issues with it. And I really enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it.
To be quite honest with you, more people like this movie than The Last Jedi. From what my friends, like the people that I congregate with, live with, they love this movie. Like almost all of them. I know one person at my job that didn't like the movie, but he's just sad sometimes. He's just hating things. But the ratings on it, 55% right now. It's kind of weird, strange to me, to be quite honest with you, because I don't think that it's not a bad movie from a long shot. And
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
And I watched it again.
It's kind of weird to see people rate it. I have my rating. After watching it 3 times. I want to give it a 4. 4.0. That's just out of just knowing how many flaws it had with the plot and how convenient it was. Just those things just highlighted more.
Dude, that's still way up there.
Yeah,
4.
Yeah.
A 4 is Like, I love the movie.
After we talked about it on the last video, which go ahead and check it out, guys, because it's pretty long, and I guess we get into a lot of things, which there was some things that we missed. So anyway,
there was,
but I can't think of them right now. But for sure, I like the movie. I enjoyed it. After speaking about everything that we were talking about, the spoilery things, I kind of heard myself. And I heard my thoughts, and it makes sense. It makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
So, I caught a lot more things the third time. So it was great, man. It was awesome.
Yeah, I love that meme that you sent me or on Instagram where Rey is getting all the the part where Rey gets all the voices telling her like, you can do it, Rey, you can do it, and
it shows all the Jedi.
Yeah, last week I shared that it was a bunch of Jedi, a bunch of different Jedis that a lot of people didn't know about, and so he sends me a thing where you have Qui-Gon Jinn, you have all the Jedi,
Anakin,
and then at the end, they're all saying something inspirational like, you could do it, don't. The Force is with you, all this other stuff. And then at the end, it gets to Master Windu, Samuel L. Jackson, and he says, "Get that mofo, mother ever."
Get that mofo. I'll put it right now, and I'll blank it out.
It was so good and funny. I had to share it. But yeah, dude, the movie, it's just so great, man. A lot of the things that I went going back to watching it again, it just. It made me feel like, wow, I want to go back and watch these clips later, when they're available, and just being able to go to. But I love the movie in itself. It feels right. It feels like they did something good. They did some bad stuff too, but the majority of the things they did right in my opinion. I love the fact that one of our friends mentioned that. Rey has a certain thrust since she started in Force Awakens, and I'm just like, let me go check that out. And I did, and I saw the way that she would, do her thing, like her thrust, just like Palpatine. And to see those things and it makes sense, man, to bring him back. At first, I was like, a lot of people were like, well, they brought Palpatine back. Oh, how convenient. They just were playing it safe. No, if you really think about it, it really made sense. Even the way that they started, and you see a bunch of Snokes in the movie that they're in he had made a bunch of it, meaning that he wasn't anything. Yeah. And to be quite honest, come on, you guys, at the Return of the Jedi, didn't we all say, wasn't that a little easy that the Sith Lord died just by, couldn't he use some kind of force magic to help himself not, fall? So the fact that he came back, dude, and there's like a question mark that always I had in the Return of the Jedi, and that they made him come back was completely rational to me.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes total sense.
But to some of these guys, it doesn't, dude. Yeah. I just feel like, what I feel like, and if you guys do see this, and this is just me being as honest as I can be, I feel like all these guys know what they're going to say because they're friends. They have a chat room together, maybe, I don't know. And they're like, oh, we didn't like the film. Oh, what did you think about it or whatever? And they just don't want to say anything that's opposing to the other one sometimes. And that's what I feel. It may not be like that. Maybe that's just me talking, but it just feels like nobody liked it, and I'm surprised about it.
Yeah, I like it more than Return of the Jedi. I like it more than New Hope. Force Awakens for sure, way more than that. And I think I like it more than Revenge of the Sith. I don't know if I like it more than The Last Jedi. I'm not sure. I'm still right there.
That's crazy.
I'm like,
but that's so we're all.
It's right there, dude.
We're all our own.
It's like it's fighting for that position though. For sure,
Renee.
It's crazy.
I play Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
Renee, and he told me his number one movie is Return of the Jedi. His number two movie is Revenge of the Sith.
Dang.
That's crazy, huh? That's weird. A weird thing. Return of the Jedi is my favorite movie. That's my number one. But number two, I always struggle.
That's
they're
really
like
close to you then.
Yeah. They're very a hair apart with Empire Strikes Back because I love those two movies so much. But Skywalker, I'm not gonna lie, it might just be up there, dude, with Revenge of the Sith and all those because I really liked it.
It's I would say it's around 3 right now for me. So. It's kind of it's up there, man. I really liked it, dude. I really liked it.
Well, then I'm actually surprised at your score that you're only giving it a 4.
I just think that it's just not well done executed.
Because I
deducted
5 points out of all the things that I felt that were wrong with it.
Yeah,
and I feel really strongly about my 4.5 now.
Yeah.
Like, I was giving it 4.7 for things that I was like, nah, yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
Going back, because I still felt the whole Princess Leia and
Luke,
the way that they cut that on Skywalker, it did feel that there was it fit. It worked because obviously the story, but you can feel the pacing was different.
It was at a 4.5 for me at one point, and then I started thinking about how Leia gave up her life for so that Ben could turn. And I was like, why didn't she just do that a long time ago? Like, why did she like, you know?
So I deducted a point for that. I deducted the point in how she dies.
Kind of got me.
Because she says Ben, and then Ben just feels it and it's supposed to change. Like, I felt that was lazy.
Yeah,
I felt that was a little lazy. So I took off some points because that was some extra other stuff. Because I had it at 4.7, and it could teeter between the 4.4 and 4.5 for me, but I'm gonna leave it at 4.5 because of how I felt.
Yeah. I feel
at the end of the day, I really liked it a lot, man. So.
Yeah. So tell us what you guys think. What was your score after
know.
watching it 10 times? I know I'm not the only one, guys. Don't lie to me. Like, I know somebody just went to go see it yesterday again. And I was like, what? You never go to the movies.
Pastor Phil
yeah.
Yesterday,
And I was like, what the? Yeah,
I even texted it. I'm like, good job, Pastor.
I was like, whoa. So that's cool. Anyway, so let's go on to, you did. Let's go on to Hot Tops.
Hot Tops.
So, The Mandalorian episode 7, season 1. It's finished up. This is the last episode of the season, unfortunately. What a way to end the year with this episode.
Do you guys realize this, guys? We have to wait until September of 2020 to see any new Mandalorian.
9 months.
This
Sucks.
This hurts my heart.
It sucks. But there's a lot of other stuff that's coming out on Disney Plus. But
so are we getting Obi-Wan now?
No, it's gonna be a while. I think it's
that would have been nice to replace it with.
It would have been amazing, but they didn't get on the train.
All right, Disney Plus, you guys have to get something good out. I know The Witcher's out there right now on Netflix that I hear is really good.
Yeah, I've been watching it and I haven't been paying attention, so I have to rewatch.
They say it's really good.
It's pretty cool. Interested. The quality is great. I like Henry Cavill.
I saw a piece where he puts the sword in someone's mouth and then just like, oh my god, it was just crazy. So it made me want to watch.
It's super violent. Anyway, guys, so episode 7.
Yes. So I thought what we would do, guys, and what me and Ish were talking about before, is we'll go through the episodes of all of it, and then get to the last one and really tell you guys what happened. Just a brief description of the first one and how you felt about it. So the first one for me, dude. Was very it did its job as far as introducing the characters and what he does, and the one fish looking blue guy gets arrested and he gets turned into carbonite because he's out, and so it's a really good introduction to what he does, and obviously what he does at the end with finding out Baby Yoda and all that all that. So it was a great episode for itself, but one of my least favorites, absolutely.
Yeah, I would agree on that. There's a lot of great setup in the episode. It's a pilot episode. It should be set up
right.
And I really truly believe that they did such a great job at it that it is actually one of my favorite ones. Top, not more than 3 or another one. But for sure, it's one of my favorite ones because of the setup that it did. The last shot with Baby Yoda, like us realizing that it's a little Yoda species, I was just amazed. It blew my mind. So
it was crazy, right?
One of my favorites.
It was so good.
One of my favorite moments this year.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments this year,
because that's when you felt that it was even more. You already felt it with Mandalorian, but when you saw Baby Yoda,
and IG, like the IG-11 unit, and like his banter with him, oh my god,
that's so great. Good. That was great.
Yeah.
So, but at number 2, we have the episode "The Child," where he meets Quill, the old guy, and he's stopped at a planet to try to get parts.
Oh yeah.
And
I have spoken.
Right.
And that character is probably my the whole episode itself. I love the training of everything that's happening with the rides, the mounts that he had to train. Love that part. Love the character. I think his name is Krill or Quill. Yeah, Quill. Okay. Quill. Anyway, so that whole part is great. My favorite part though is the very end again with the child.
That was great, dude.
Right?
That was why I think this episode is probably up there for me. Because when I saw that, it was like when I saw the Hulk hit that thing in the first Avengers in the face. It's just like and when I saw Baby Yoda do that to that big old hog that was about to kill the Mandalorian,
pays off in his last episode,
right?
Which is great.
And so the second episode, I have to say, it's probably it's on my top 3, maybe episode, probably top 4 of this whole season. The second episode was so great. I love the way they executed it.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's so good.
So what about number 3?
Number 3, I love the Imperial introduction. I see how everyone's like really jacked up.
So it's called The Sin. The episode's called The Sin. And do you remember what happens in this one?
Well, he turns him in and he decides not to, and that's when the Mandalorians like pop out of nowhere and like
that's my number 1. That's my number 1.
Just going at it with everyone, right? That's episode 3 is legendary, dude. That thing is one of the best moments in TV.
Well, what happens on that episode also was really great because we see him accept the money. Like he takes the baby and he accepts the Beskar, and they melted over in the.
That's so good.
And they tell him, the girl, I don't remember her name. Do you remember?
I forgot her name.
But the leader of the Mandalorian tells him it's gonna make people look. It's gonna avert some eye. Like it's gonna catch a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And so she makes him this armor. And it's just the most awesome armor.
I love that they do that. Building on his armor, including this last episode again.
Yes. So we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they give him his armor and he's like, he takes his armor, he's thinking about it, and then he talks to the bounty, the black dude, what's his name? The Carl Weathers.
I forget
his name right now. But he talks to him and says, what are they going to do with the child? It's not the guild way to ask questions, and that's when he decided, I'm going to go get the kid.
Yeah, man. And that was the character development part. Like, I'm so glad they did that. Yes. The turn of him is so amazing. Like, him just like contemplating, and the way they did it. Remember that was when the child was reaching for the lever and it had a little ball on it.
Yeah.
And he went over to like get ready, and he couldn't find himself to leave because he was reminded that moment where the child was going after it. Amazing writing. Deborah Chow again. I think I've spoken about her in every episode.
She's amazing.
She's just amazing, man.
Although Taika Waititi, man, did a great job.
Oh yeah.
This last one, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. But the last thing I want to say about episode 3 is when he goes and saves this baby, dude. Like, he saves it and leaves, and it's just you feel that connection now between Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian, and what he really gave up, dude. Like his name, like his code, because he's an honorable guy. And so the fact that he did that is not like him. And so it's great. So then we get to episode 4, which in my opinion, episode 4 is probably the one that's the most recyclable one, the one that you could actually throw away and still be able to know what's going on in the story. Yeah. If you take it away, I love the episode. It was directed by Dallas Bryce Howard.
Yes.
She did a great job, though. What did you
I think the episode was good. Definitely one of my least favorite. Not my least favorite, but one of the, like, maybe second runner up.
Okay.
And I do love the introduction of the trooper. Oh, I forgot her name. Cara Dune. Cara Dune. Yep. She's great. I love the character.
Very good.
And I like the character development that happened in this episode. I don't want to say it's like a throwaway, because I do feel like we got to know a little bit more of the Mandalorian of the main guy. So
I mean, we definitely got more.
Yeah. So I do like this episode a lot. The one that I feel like we don't need is the next one.
So this one right here for me, you're I know which one you're gonna say. The one here with the people that he helps people try to save their village is the one that's very good. I loved it. She did a great job doing it. Yeah. But as far as the story, moving it forward, it didn't really take it anywhere. And so that's why I would say that it's my least favorite out of the whole season. The only reason why it is because it didn't move it forward. Yeah. But itself, It was a great episode.
Yeah.
I love the way that Mando was able to say, yes, I do take my helmet off. I have to eat, but I just don't take it off in front of people. Yeah. And so you learn that about him, and you learn that he has really a deeper heart than we all knew. Like, he was really contemplating about staying there with the kid and having a life there, but he's like, this is not me. And so I love that about it. And then obviously Cara Dune was great to have, and she gets introduced in this episode. Yeah. So it was good, but it's probably my least favorite out of the whole season. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So number 4 is the one that me and him have been back and forth
on number 5, you mean?
Is it number 5?
Yeah.
Yes, number 5. And the episode is called The Gunslinger.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that one, dude?
Yeah, it's all right. That one, I know everyone gets like they go crazy because of Tatooine, and you see like the cantina, which was actually the same cantina. I found that out not too long ago. It's the same cantina from New Hope, same place. Really? Yeah, same place. And so it was great to like see everything again.
Oh, that's great to know.
But as far as the story is concerned, I think this is the one that you could literally remove from the story and not miss it. Like, you could literally go on to the next one.
See, I don't think you could do that on this one particularly, and this is my second this is my least like it's second least favorite. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. The reason why is because we get introduced to a very cool bounty hunter as well, and not the kid that helps him, but the other. I think she's also a bounty, what's her name? She's an imperial something. She's a bad woman. I mean, meaning that she's really good at what she does at killing. And they introduce her, and at the end of the episode, she's not there. Someone helps her. So I feel that that's gonna take some kind of
future. There's a future there
in season 2. Yeah, and so I like that about it. I liked her character. I love what they did with the girl. I love that she was sniping and how they were trying to get away from it. The kid that was with him. I don't remember his name, but the kid that was with him was probably really annoying. I didn't like him per se, as far as like me loving the kid, but he did his job as far as being annoying and being like that kid that wants to get in the guild to try to make a name for himself. So he achieved that in my eyes. I didn't dislike the character that much either. Yeah. But if anything, that's probably the least favorite thing I liked about the episode is his character. They could have probably approached it a different way, maybe. I also loved the fact that that lady that helped him with the ship takes care of Baby Yoda, and the relationship and just the banter between them was funny to me. But I liked the episode. It's my second least favorite, but I do think it served a purpose because of future Mandalorian with the Asian lady that comes out as the bad guy that was thought to be dead, killed by the gunslinger, but wasn't at the end. Someone helped her. We don't know who helped her. We could just see his feet, and she got taken away. So that's my take on Gunslinger.
Gotcha. So on to the next, which Episode I believe 6. That one is a little bit more my style. It was a little bit faster paced, introduced a bunch of new characters, and this is what I think the previous episode was trying to do, but did a lot better, which was building the universe of where the Mandalore is. Existing in, with just different villains and different enemies, people that he's gonna have to like deal with in the future, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the whole cat and mouse type of deal in the prison. Loved the episode.
Do you remember the characters that they introduced?
It was with Bill Burr's character, the Twi'lek, the big dude, the guy that looks like a Satan.
Like Satan.
And then,
it was that. And then also they were trying to save that one guy, right?
Which was a Twi'lek too.
Oh, was it? Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly. Too. And so they were saving him for whatever reason. They needed him.
Yeah, I think he died too at the end.
Yeah, I think so. It was one of those episodes again. I liked it because
it was a filler. I think it was.
But it was definitely a filler episode. It made Mando definitely look like he's the dude. Yeah. At the end. Again, this is probably my third least one too. Yeah. Going by those standards. The episode was good though. Yeah. It felt like it was fun.
No, that's where it picked up for me. Like, it's right there too. Like, it's probably my fourth favorite of all of everyone. So
all right, man. And number 7 and 8 are basically the same.
7 and 8 are the same. I think we should just talk about them for sure. Because I think they're They intertwine together.
7 is called The Reckoning, and number 8 is called Redemption.
So just the way they set up with Moff Gideon coming in and just taking over the Imperial rule in that whole sector was just great. I love the Empire lore. Man, it was so good. I just love seeing all that. The TIE fighter that he comes in, like that entrance is so cool. Yeah, man. I mean, I just have so many things I want to talk about. This guy has a way to just like the way that he talks, dude. The way that he comes in to demand such attention and such presence. I've seen this actor. Excuse me. I've seen this actor before. Yeah. And other things. I love him. You haven't watched Breaking Bad, huh? No. He's in Breaking Bad, and he's amazing. He's my favorite. Oh, is he? He's my favorite villain. But I love the way they introduced him, dude. You could tell he's a bad man. Yeah. And I'm just, dude. I love the way that they made him come in, and the dialogue, the way that he speaks, the way that he tells everyone, basically, he's like, "Do you not trust me? Yeah. Well, that's good that you don't, because you know, I don't care if you don't. I'm gonna act in my best interest and what benefits me. Yep. And whenever I can betray you or do something bad or kill you, I will. But right now, I need your cooperation and benefit. And why? Because they don't have Baby Yoda. Yeah. And so the way that the first episode leaves you with a cliffhanger, man, that just really wrecked my heart. I was like, no, not Baby Yoda. Don't take Baby Yoda. I just and the way they killed the other dude, the I Have Spoken guy, man, that was just sad, dude. I was hoping he wasn't dead, dude. I was really hoping that it was just. There was a little part of me that died that day. That was Nick Nolte's character, by the way. Yeah. Man, he died. I love the cutting of that episode. I think we talked about this last week, but the cutting of the episode and how that worked was so good, and it's a amazing setup to the next episode, which is Redemption. And the way they just pick up, you know, the one of the best scenes of this whole show was these two random stormtroopers that have a banter between those two, and this scene goes on for like 3 minutes, I think. And it takes a while, it takes a long time. Taika Waititi knows what he's doing, dude. He has such an authority to be able to present you. Look, this may seem a little random to you right now, but trust me, it's with a purpose. Amazing, dude. Just great. I loved it. I love the beginning. I wanted to talk about that was the first thing I wanted to talk about when talking about Redemption. Yeah. The last episode. I love what he did. He actually used Jason Sudeikis. You know, if you guys know him, he comes on Horrible Bosses. He's done a bunch of Saturday Night Live. Mm-hmm. He's one of the stormtroopers, or the main stormtrooper actually, that hits the Baby Yoda. Dude. So and so when they're going back and forth in this banter about, you know, hey, are they ready for us to give them Baby Yoda? Can I see the baby? Yeah, it's like, hey man, they just killed a bunch of guy Moff Gideon just killed a bunch of stormtroopers, which let's not bother them. Yeah. And so I get that. He's like, it's just so funny that the way they do it. Yeah. And then Baby Yoda like moves in the bag and they hit him. Oh my god. And oh my goodness. I've never wanted someone to die so fast, so quickly. I know, right? I was so mad. I was okay with the first two because he kind of tapped him. Dude, I know. But the guy that wanted to see him, the other stormtrooper that was like, hey, let me see him. Oh, he actually lets him see him and then puts his finger in it, and Baby Yoda bites him his finger. And this fool straight up punches Baby Yoda. He punches. I was so pissed. I'm so sorry. Man. I was really upset. Dude, that guy, dude. You could burn in Mustafar, you bastard. You bastard. But here comes the G unit, or I'm sorry, the G unit. The G unit. What the heck? What is it called? IG-11. IG-11 unit. It is a G unit, right? I guess it is. Oh my god, I'm never gonna live that down. Here he comes, and you are able to see, why he did that to those stormtroopers. And why he messed him up. So I love the way that he just leaves with Baby Yoda and then boom, Mandalorian. Boom, 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 boom. I love it. So good. Such a great opening. My favorite opening, probably. Yes, dude, mine too. My favorite opening too. I have to say that was great. And it just to really focus in on one detail of that. That scene takes a long time and a lot of breathing. You know, in the scene, comedy. but then also a lot of building on Moff Gideon's character. Like he's a lot like an Imperial officer, like Vader, right? Yeah. That he just doesn't take crap from anybody. Right. He's gonna kill you if you are, not to his standards. That, and then like you feel like bad for Baby Yoda again, you know what I mean, and seeing them get destroyed by IG-11 was just a great payoff. So
great payoff.
I just love how he directed that.
So good, Taika Waititi.
Where it slows down a little bit for me is when they're actually like locked up in that one room. They're trying to like cut the grating to the basement. That whole scene.
They're trying to get to the sewer.
To the sewer.
Mandalorian,
quarter. Yeah. So they're trying to escape. All that part was like whatever. But I really, really love when the IG unit gets there. He just like kind of like just destroys everybody and stuff like that. But when Baby Yoda, starts using his powers again.
Yes,
that part was, awesome, was magical for me.
It was
the fire and stuff. And him just kind of like doing his arms up and it goes back.
He goes like this and then he does this.
Yeah. Dude, he's like, you could tell like he's learning how to do things, so cool, man. And then he like falls and then falls again because he's so tired because he can't do it. He can't like handle all the power. Oh man, that was just.
I love that amazing part in this episode, man. It's one of my favorite parts of Baby Yoda using his power, right? Yeah. Doesn't supersede the first one where he like picks up that hog. Yeah. But in this episode, we get to see, and everybody knows his face already, right? Because everybody knows that Pedro Pascal is playing Mandalorian. But we actually see him take his helmet off because the IG unit lets him know that he's not a living thing, that he's able to take his helmet off in front of him because he's not living. Yeah. And so, because Mandalorian can't take off their helmet in front of any living thing. Right. So, and to tell you a little bit about Taika Waititi, you guys, I know we're saying that he's a director and we love what he did, but he's the director of the Thor Ragnarok. He's directed certain things for Marvel. Mm-hmm. He's a really good director. Very funny. Anyway, but yeah, we get to see his face and, I was just eating it up. I would have loved it. I love that we're able to see his face for that little of a time. Yeah. And then the IG unit helps him and saves his life, quite honestly. Yep. And you can see why it was hard for Mandalorian to let him sacrifice himself at the end, because the IG units even, called him out in it. It's like, I know you're sad, but I have to do this, And so it was great, man. I loved it. I love that part.
That's so cool. That whole lava part was pretty fun to watch. That R2 unit coming to life, that weird tall R2 unit. It's kind of weird. And then just him sacrificing himself. That was pretty spot on. Like I really enjoyed that they did that. It was a little sad to see him go though. Like I would like to see him come back again, but hey, who knows? Maybe another IG unit. I don't know. But the show needs to feel some loss. Even though I think Kroll, whatever his name is, I have spoken, isn't enough of a loss for me. Krill. And so, it's kind of sad to see IG-11 go. But when it comes next,
it was amazing.
Was great. Oh well, we kind of skipped the whole armor part where he meets up with the smith.
Yes.
The arm smith.
So yeah, that was the part where she comes in and sees all the helmets of all the Mandalorian that have been dead.
Yes, been killed. And then she defends. She does a whole bunch of hammering on some stormtroopers
right after they leave.
Amazing part. But I want to really really talk about is when she gives him the jetpack.
Yes. Oh my God, that was so
I didn't think they were gonna do it this season, to be quite honest.
I didn't either.
I didn't expect that at all, dude.
I thought they were gonna save little things for every season that he acquires,
Yeah, man. I was surprised, bro. Like I was really surprised about that.
So if you can see, like, he got the little insignia on his shoulder, meaning that he's at another level now. He's a different type of Mandalorian. Yeah, they're kind of giving him levels or whatever.
Right.
If you saw some of the armor that was there due to the fact that they had killed so many Mandalorians, You could see on some of their armors they have also little insignias on there as well. So I'm sure we're going to see that a lot more on Mando's on Mando's armor. I loved it, dude. I love the way that he blamed the Carl Weathers, because that was the last time,
good acting.
When all the Mandalorians were coming down on episode 3.
It's amazing acting right there.
Exactly. And so I love that part about it. And then, the girl, the leader of the Mandalorians, come out and really tells them and explains to them that dude, it was really their fault. Yeah. It was their fault. And so I love that part about it, the accountability that she had for it. And she also expressed that not everyone died, that there was a lot of Mandalorians that made it off world. Mm-hmm. And so but one of the biggest things that happened in this one was that she told Mando what he needs to do now with Baby Yoda, which was
to raise him as a fondling and to show him the way
of the Mandalorian.
Pretty much that's what she alluded to. And if he's too young to do any of that, then he needs to take him to his people,
right?
And just right there is so world building that I'm even afraid of even like touching that, because if they go down this road where they're going to be going down and like explaining the Yoda race, the race of the Yoda, of wherever Yoda comes from, it has to be something very rare. It has to be off world. It has to be something extremely far and like hard.
Well, there's
to find.
questions that come up with this. So, are we saying that every species of Yoda is carrying the Force with them?
So that's another big question that I have, because the 3 characters have been Force sensitive. I say 3 because in the Phantom Menace, the first one, there's 2, Yoda and Yaddle, which is a girl or a female Yoda species. Oh, so really? So there was 3 of them, and plus Baby Yoda. So okay. So I don't know, and that's why I'm saying like this species must be very Force, like high sensitive to the Force. Yeah. And so I believe that they will probably be an ancient race outside like in the unknown region, where like Palpatine was hiding and stuff like that, somewhere far away. And there's got to be like a journey of like just finding that planet. Yeah, but in the meantime, that's season 2.
Yeah, but in the meantime, it's not gonna be easy to find this planet. I'm sure. I'm sure that Mandalorian is gonna be training this kid.
They're gonna have to go down the route, because if they are Force sensitive, that species, they're gonna have to touch a little bit of like the Jedi lore, and that's what I'm really, really excited about. Yeah. Because there's a lot of things that we don't know about the Jedi, and so it'll be interesting to see if they could answer that. And
she mentions them too in this episode. That was great to hear.
And all that lore about like the Jedi and the ancient war, that all that is explained
used to
a lot.
Use those kind of powers.
Yeah, dude, that's just amazing stuff. And how they make the Jedi like an ancient race, like that was legendary,
awesome, bro. Oh my god, cool, that was so awesome.
It's just perfection.
Yeah, dude, like these guys. Man,
they really know what they're doing. Dave Filoni, I got to give it to Dave Filoni on that, because it sounds like his writing, his world building. It really does. I'm telling you. It sounds amazing. Even the last scenes of this episode, it's all Dave Filoni. Don't get it twisted, bro. Like whoever wrote this episode, yes, they did great, but Dave Filoni had a lot to do with this.
Through the direction of Dave Filoni and what he wants to hear.
Exactly.
And then they write around. Yeah, I totally know how that works. Yeah, man.
So. And I wouldn't be surprised if Jon Favreau too, because Jon Favreau, if you guys don't know, he was in Clone Wars. I did not know that. The animated series. He showed up as a character in it.
Really?
And the last scene that we see with the special weapon, he carries it. Jon Favreau's character carries it.
Really?
So he has a lot to do with it. So he knows the lore on that. So I'm sure he might have pushed for this saber that comes out at the last scene.
So before we get to that though, Mando, so right after they get out of the cave, here comes Moff Gideon and one of their star fighters, TIE fighters, and Mandalorian connects himself with his cord with whatever that rope grappling hook, and connects himself to the TIE fighter, and puts 2 bombs on it, and then releases himself, and then comes down on his jetpack. He did that with his jetpack as well to get on it in the first place. But you could see him using the jetpack, and after he does it, both of them, the girl Kara and Carl Weathers, they're like, most impressive, Mando. It was just like, you could see how bad of a dude he is when he did that, and he made the TIE fighter crash, and everybody thought that Moff Gideon was dead. But what happens?
Was cool. Then you just see a black light come out of the TIE fighter, make a square like a lightsaber, and it's a lightsaber.
So let me tell you before you say that, because this is Ish's area, because honestly, when I saw that, I was just like, oh, cool. Maybe he got I don't know. I just didn't know anything about what happened. I just knew that Moff Gideon wasn't dead, and that he opened that whole TIE fighter thing with a sword that looked a lot like a lightsaber, but also a sword at the same time. So it wasn't very conventional saber of a Jedi, but it was like the hints. But I had no idea what was going on. But then I get online, and I hear a bunch of people going berserk over it because that happened. I had no idea.
My jaw dropped when I saw that.
What does that mean?
My jaw, I was blown away. So the Viber blade. It's a black blade lightsaber. It's a lightsaber. First off, let's just get that out there.
It is a lightsaber.
It's an actual lightsaber.
Is it Jedi?
It is a Jedi descent, but it's a special Jedi descent.
Okay.
It comes from Mandalorian descent. So when in that scene where the armor smith like is like
making
they were talking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, she talks about an old war, an ancient war with the Jedi and stuff like that. So back in that time, there was a Jedi that came from the Mandalorians, which was the first Mandalorian, called Mandalorian, and he was the first Jedi Mandalorian. So he created, because all Jedi create their own lightsabers, and they have to find their gem and all this stuff, and it's a black gem, and so he creates it, and he actually like rules over the planet from Mandalore. So he's like an ancient like Jedi. Anyway, fast forward to let's backtrack a little bit on the Clone Wars animated series. Yeah. There's a whole arc about how the Mandalorian war was with the Old Republic, and how they were fighting, and they were fighting the Empire and the Trade Federation. It was just like a bunch of stuff going on, dude. The sword was one of the key parts of the whole arc. And you see that sword, and it's super cool, right?
No
like
wonder.
You can see that.
No wonder you're so excited. Okay.
Yeah, so like I've seen like 8-9 episodes up with this sword.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, in one of the episodes,
oh my God, dude,
Darth Maul, because he comes back.
What I heard, that he was the
Darth
leader,
Maul.
Right?
He becomes the leader of the Mandalorians, and he takes on that saber, that dark saber, the black saber. Mm-hmm. So he rules, and that's when like it ends. Like and so there is some more information later on that comes out that there's like a last fight that was mentioned in this last episode that's coming out in February on Disney Plus. It's going to be the last season of Clone Wars, and it's going to be explaining the end of the Clone Wars and episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So it's going to be going into that movie. Really? And one of the parts is that fight that Moff Gideon was talking about, where he was part of the purge.
Yeah. Dude, the one that's how he knows Ginger in.
I think Moff Gideon is gonna show up in this last season of the Clone Wars. Yep.
Dang,
yeah, I think so,
bro. I gotta get up on my.
It's gonna be cool.
So Clone Wars they have an episode thing.
Yeah, they have like episodes there and stuff like that. I'll try to put in a link on like what episodes they are, so you guys could go watch it on Disney Plus.
How many seasons of Clone Wars?
Oh, Clone Wars is like 6 seasons right now, dude. There's 6 seasons. Last season,
and then
7's
Rebels
coming
is
out.
Right?
Rebels is different. They do show the dark saber also shows up in Rebels. for a few episodes, and one of the last leaders of the Mandalorians acquires the dark saber, and she uses it to lead her people. But yeah, it's a lot to unload, dude. It's a lot of lore. Like,
I gotta watch those. I gotta watch those. A lot. See, I'm the guy that watches the movies and watches all the movies and gets into it and watches certain, but not like all the.
Yeah, I read all the books and stuff like that. So
yeah, no, that's great, dude.
I thought that Star Wars was gonna end with this month, but man, that was just some amazing stuff, man. So
it was just, again, we got to look forward. We have so much to look forward to, man. Mandalorian ends, obviously, as you guys well know. They're able to get Baby Yoda, and they all go their separate ways. Carl Weathers and Cara Dune tell them, hey, stay here, chill, we can make a lot of money, blah blah blah.
I like that one.
And
too.
then he's like, no, I have other things I have to do, which is going looking for little Baby Yoda's planet. And he flies away in his jetpack, and it was so cool because you could see them just like when he got flown away by someone as well, because he was a foundling as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought that was Boba Fett, but it was not.
No, it was not.
But
that was all great too.
There was people saying that he was going to show up in the last episode, Boba Fett. So be pretty much confident that Boba Fett is going to make some kind of appearance or some kind of mention
will happen
in Mandalorian for sure, because I know that there's been little whispers and rumors around Hollywood about it. So anyway, and at the end they just leave. He buries Krill or whatever his name is, Nick Nolte's character.
Yeah.
And they leave. Yeah. And we're pretty much done with the season.
Yeah, man.
Looking forward to it. 2020 September.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. Cannot get here.
But overall, if you would have to rate the whole season, dude, what would you give it?
Man, my gosh, I didn't know you were gonna ask me that.
I'd probably give it like a, I'd probably give
There's only one episode that I don't really like, and that's like, and it's not a bad episode. Like, it's not really bad per se.
1 out of 5, I put it 4.8 for me.
I would put it up there too, man. I would put it 4. 4.8.
That's where I have it, 4.8.
So yeah,
it was a great, dude.
Amazing.
You guys cannot go wrong with this with the season.
Fresh.
You guys definitely go check it out. I love it.
My new Game of Thrones.
We'll see.
All right, guys.
All right, man.
So let us know what you thought about this episode. Give us your thoughts on Mandalorian last episode. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification on the bottom and share.
Yeah, you guys, we thank you guys so much. I know a lot of you guys that are already subscribed. You guys, share the posts about what we're doing.
Yeah.
You guys give us so much, just support and just great feedback. So, I have a couple of guys that was telling me about some stuff that they're really excited about. We're talking about and everything. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a part. Subscribe, like you said, comment, hit the little like button on the edge there, and stay
movie minded. 2020. We're coming for you.
20.